Hello and welcome to yet another Yapping with me, Fellonius the Wizard. I must say, as a participant in our society, I have noticed a trend. I'm not really good at noticing trends at all, but there is one trend that I am not really liking either, so it's a negative trend, and that's not good. As I sit most often while I'm waiting for departure in my bus, I hear young people, most young people, sitting and talking to each other. Now you know the groups of young people that I'm talking about. If there is any, I don't know, some sort of rule or not, I'm not totally sure, but there is, let's say that there are 3 young people. One of them is the leader, of course, and then there are 2 people who follow, so 2 followers. And usually I don't have the engines running or anything, so I just sit there and the voices come to me now and then. And usually it is the leader who is talking. And the things that is said is of course probably interesting for them. I have no idea what they are talking about, because they are talking about persons, people, things, school. I haven't been to school in quite a while, I might say. So some of it is the content is not that interesting to me, but to them probably it is. And of course the cell phone is involved, and all the social media is most likely also involved. Now, when it is the leader who is talking, she or he, it's often she, because they always sit in front of the bus, and the guys, they sit way back. But I have seen both and heard both, so it's not a gender matter. But I say she now because it's often them. They start often their meanings with I did that, I said that, and I wanted that, and I think that, and so on. Now I have, as a general rule, while I was studying back when I was like 12 or something like that, I had a rule that said you're not supposed to be starting every sentence with the word I. Jag in Swedish. You shouldn't. You should try to mix it up a bit. That rule seems to be totally wasted. It's gone. I have no idea why, but I still use it. And in a conversation, there is always this point where you try to listen as a follower in this case, and you try to nod, and you try to say something like yes, and so on. And then you try to add a question, perhaps, that is relevant. That's usually probably the best, and so on. That doesn't happen anymore, not in the groups that I have heard. Nobody's actually saying anything. They might be nodding. I'm not seeing them, I just hear them. And then there is someone trying to say, well, but they are interrupted. No, you're not supposed to break the leader. And then, when everything has calmed down and the I-sayer thinks that she's got her point, it is time for someone else. And they start, of course, with the same thing. Well, I think and I do, but they are not going that far. Now, the leader or the other follower is interrupting them with talking about what they would have done. Suddenly it's all about that I. I is actually more used than any other word at the moment. There is no question like, what did you do then? No. If I were in that situation, I would have done this. And I'm listening into this and say, are you really getting the life? Are you really getting what's important here? That person might actually say something that will change your life, and you're not listening. you're not interested, you don't hear what is said. Even I can hear it. And that is something that is bad. It's selfish. It's selfish to the point where it's going totally the wrong way. If every young person is going around saying, I want, I will, I should, I will, it will go bad. Now, happily I can tell you that with age, that I think might actually grow away. I'm thinking about, let's say, my son's generation. They are actually talking on a different level, but they are also having some special interests, which of course they can share. And sharing an interest means that I need to listen, I need to talk, and then I need to listen. Same goes with our generation. I mean, hopefully I am the same type of person that I want to be. That is, I'm listening. Hopefully, I'm not totally sure, at least as much as I'm talking. No, not on this channel. When I'm japping, it's my jap. But still, I think it is a bit of a bad thing. Now, I haven't noticed the same thing about politicians. Now, that is a strange thing, because they are also having some sort of personal election. Every time we have an election in Sweden, there is a personal election. You should vote on the person, not the party. Why? I have no idea. But it is part of this selfish civilization we are going into. It is more important to vote on the person that you don't trust than the party that you don't trust either, by the way. But that's a different point. And you also see the same thing rise within the companies. Each company is more I-oriented, more self-oriented than any other. Of course there's competition. Yes, sirree Bob. There's always been. But when you can connect between yourself, you could actually get more help. There was a hacker attack here in Sweden. I don't know if it was on the rest of the world because I didn't follow it up. But one type of store got hit badly. I think it was 300 stores all over Sweden that suddenly didn't work. And of course there was no backup, because if you are totally wanting to have internet and computers to run everything, you cannot have a backup in form of manual labor. That can't be done. The same goes if the electricity gone. And this store did not even ask anyone else for help except for the support they already had. And that's rather strange, because there were other companies out there who also got hit. But we never heard of one company talking about the other companies and sort of, we are sharing this. No. It's I, me, and my company. So I'm seeing a bit of a bad trend here. Are we so self-orientated nowadays that we are losing the society's support? Because in a society we need to keep ourselves, many of us, safe. It's not enough with one or two trying to eye themselves. We need to be together, and in groups of 3 there shouldn't be a pure leader. Now, an alpha male or an alpha female, of course they are always the leader, but they should at least try to see the value of the followers. But they don't. Then perhaps they've never been there. I have no idea. I have no scientific things about it. Perhaps the alpha people have never seen other people at all. I don't know. Well, it's a trend and I don't like it. I think it's a negative trend. So please give me your thoughts about it, because this is not just me, perhaps. Thank you for listening. Bye!